10. Hey guys, General Splatton here. I just want to give you a build update on the Krull model. You see here, I've got this attached and an arm and the head. I'm using JB Weld to glue it together. I don't know enough and haven't experimented enough with the smooth on 300 to use it as a gluing agent. So going back to a tried and true method, something I know that'll hold. First off, as far as cleaning, it's a bear to clean just simply because it's so big and there's so many parts. There's 43 parts to this model, so it takes a while to clean up. Yeah, and it's pretty easy as far as clean up. It's just very time consuming. Now, the one big drawback is the arms and the seams where they put the arms. As you see here, this is pinned. This is not magnetized here, but you see the big gaps. And you see how they don't match up. So, you know, a lot of gap filling on these and a lot of sculpting work afterwards. Same way it was with the head. I use Procreate. I don't use green stuff, so that's why it's gray. It's going to be, I don't know how it's going to survive either, because I already had a mishap where it broke off an ear and it flew somewhere and I can't find it, so I'm going to have to resculpt an ear there. But went with magnetization. It's not going to work for me. The parts are just too big that the magnets doesn't hold as well. And then you see I'm using really big magnets, and that magnet's already pulled out there. That's good. But they just, you know, I was doing this for safety reasons and ease of transportation, but they just don't hold. And so I'm just going to have to glue and pin everything. But there it is. Now, as far as a building review and a review of the model, I give it a big 0 because on assembly instructions, because there are no instructions. I still have not heard from the company, and I don't think I'm going to. Since you don't have any instructions, you're just doing guesstimation about where things go. Now, as far as bubbles, there's a few here and there, but not many. A lot of these things are battle damage that you see. Now, there was some comments that I had about the wings and how people were disappointed. These are sculpted in, folks. These are battle damage. You know, there's tears in there, and plus I've went in with a knife to you know, make sure they're opened up and that you could actually see through them. Now, there is some parts like right here where the resin didn't get down in, but I think that's actually kind of cool because it'll look like a thin piece of membrane. So that you know, I'm all right with that. But you see that, you know, that is part of the casting process and a mishap. Bubbles, you know, air bubbles, just a few here and there. But like I said, these holes are designed and were sculpted into the wing. So don't let that throw you off. You know, I got to give them, you know, I got to put out correct information. But as far as the overall cast of it, you know, they did a good job on the cast. You see there's another little thin piece, but like I said, you know, a wing is a thin membrane, and so I think that will add to the effect somewhat. But you know, it's well done. You don't, not much bubbles, not much aggravation there, at least on my particular model. I don't know about other people's model, but downside is the arms. They could have been done at better angles. See, they could have had the angles here up against this, you know, piece of armor and that band there to hide that joint, but they did not do it. Now, they did a pretty good one on the hand, that, you know, that, but it's still going to have to be in a tight spot, get in there and deal with that joint. But so they could have thought the arms out better. Overall rating on the kit, you know, I'd give it like a C, just because no instructions, and the issues with just, you know, ease of building it. But it's just been aggravating. I'm kind of discouraged by the model right now because of the mishap with the ear and these magnets not going to be able to hold. But you know, I'm sure my opinion of it right now is tainted by my frustration, so take that in mind, folks. But I do have to say this. I participated in their Kickstarter they recently had, and you can go back and add on purchases up through the first week in March, even though the Kickstarter itself is over. After dealing with this, I'm not going to do that. I had thought about it, maybe getting one of the bigger models, and maybe not a Krull, but get another one of the big monster models. But I've decided against that because I don't think it'll come with instructions, and it'll have a lot of issues that I just really don't want to deal with right now. So keep that in mind. But for those of you that have participated in the Kickstarter, that it might be something you want to really think hard about, instead of adding on and getting a big dragon or lizard guy or Krull model here. I mean, they got good prices on it compared to what they normally retail for, but still some issues need to be worked out, I think. But there it is. It's going. It's been a frustrating day for me, but like somebody told me, that's the joys of working with resin. So we'll just have to keep plugging along, I guess. Well, if you got any thoughts or comments, let me know. This is General Splatting, and I'll talk again. Dismissed.